Good morning, everybody. I hope everybody's doing well and had a fantastic week. I'm sure, like me, everybody's had some ups and downs, but that you've been able to get through them as I have. I wanted to share some thoughts this week on what I learned. Yesterday, I had shared a video of a singer who was singing in Punjabi, and I apologize for all of you that couldn't understand it. But it was quite a deep and touching song, so I hope those of you that did watch it got something out of it. But it was on mothers and what they sacrifice for their kids in this world. And I got to actually share it with my mother and my mother-in-law, which was amazing. I got to hold my mom as she was listening to it, and she was shedding quite a few tears. And it was quite a bonding moment, and I went over to my mother-in-law's and played it for her and held her as well. And it even had more of an impact because early this morning, just shortly after midnight, I went to go see an aunt of mine who isn't doing very well in a hospital, and she's had a great relationship with me, and over my lifetime, and I've learned a lot from her. And her prognosis isn't very good. The doctors had said she may have a few hours left yesterday, but she's a strong lady, and she was still hanging in there. And as of the making of this moment, of this movie, I should say, or clip, just touched base with her family, and she was still, breathing, I can say. I wish her peace as she moves on. And I got to share my thoughts with her, just kind of on what she's meant to me. She wasn't very responsive, but as I leaned in and I was talking to her, softly she did open her eyes and looked right into my eyes and started to describe that moment. And amongst all of these things, sharing the moments that I got to with my mom and mother-in-law and my aunt, the elders, if I can say, one of the biggest lessons I learned was from a young person, which was my son. He decided to have a social experiment yesterday on family members. He got admitted into university. That's quite tough to get into this university, and then you got to write your provincial exams. And about 60% of the people from his school that had got in got letters that their admission was being revoked because of the marks on their final exam. So he, luckily or unluckily, I wasn't home at that time when he decided to hold a social experiment with family members and tell them that he was one of the ones that didn't get in. And then he shared with me some of the things that were said to him. And as I said, I'm glad I wasn't home. In a way, I wish I was, so I could see how I would have reacted. I'd like to think I would have reacted differently, but who knows? But it taught me that I really got to be careful what I say to people when I'm maybe not as satisfied or disappointed in somebody's actions or something that may have happened to them, and put that person before I put myself and what I'm going through, to consider what that person's going through. I've got no right to impose my thoughts on them when they're going through something that may be pretty difficult for them to, and then I add on and pile on my shit, even though I may think it's because I'm hurt. I need to feel how much hurt they're going through. And so it just taught me that there's everybody that we can learn from. It doesn't matter how old they are if we're willing to learn at that moment. Anyway, so I'm up here at beautiful Queen Elizabeth Park. If you ever visit Vancouver, for my out-of-town friends, this is a must-see. And I wish everybody the best this week. And thank you for letting me share my thoughts with you this week. And have a great week.